I don't know what's next. We take it day by day. Day by day. There's a song that we've kind of started living by. It's called I Don't Buy Green Bananas. Because I can't think of the lyrics right now, but that's kind of been our mantra. I dropped Mike off at work around 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, and I went downstairs to do laundry, left my phone upstairs, and I missed phone calls for probably a half an hour. My brother-in-law, who lives around the corner from me, came over and said Mike was in an accident, you need to get to the hospital. When I got to the hospital that day and I saw that his acuity level was a 1, that set the tone.
I met him in the trauma bay. He could not tell me what had happened. He just could not remember. He was allowed and talking, but obviously I knew that just a shock of trauma or a head injury. Those were my first suspicions.
There was a flood of people just came in. The one nurse, her name was Julie. That's one of them that I remember. She let me say a few things to him. Then we had to go out to the waiting room for a while, and they brought me back in by myself, and she brought me over to his bed and told me to talk to him. They were just doing a lot of different things, and she explained to me what, because his chest was just very abnormal breathing. He was not awake like he was downstairs, and she was telling me that they were going to do an epidural, I believe, to kind of ease his breathing, but then things turned really bad, and they had to vent him, and they let me in, they brought my kids in, and
he had severe injuries to his chest wall. He had a gross chest wall deformity, so his injuries were complicated by the fact that not only did he have bleeding, but his ribs were fractured in so many sites, and his chest wall so distorted that he had ribs that had gone into essentially his lung parenchyma, his lung tissue.
We waited and waited, and it was about a 5-hour surgery, I think. And he came out and told us that things went about as well as could be expected, and that only time would tell.
His brain injury was discovered on CAT scan. I mean, we had suspicion for it because he could not remember exactly. He was talking, but he was very repetitive, and he could not remember, tell us what had happened.
He had 2 brain bleeds that they told us about then, and then subsequently, since he's been going to the neurologist, we found out about another injury to his brain. So I don't know if it's the bleed or what, but his memory's affected. He's having seizures now, and it's just going to be something we have to live with.
It's still disappointing that people get injured and we cannot, bring them back to normal. They're not back to normal activity. That's how I look at it. I mean, I would like to people to going back to be who they were, and in a positive way.
Before I was allowed to leave, I had to be able to walk on my own under controlled, I could hold onto a wall, or We live in a bi-level house, so they told me I had to learn to go up and down stairs. So with Angela's help, my therapist, I was able to do two to three flights of stairs before I could leave. I had to prove to occupational therapy that I could fix myself something to eat if I had to. I had to be able to step in and out of the bathtub because we have a regular bathtub shower at home. I had to show that I could get in and out of the shower. I had to go home with a shower chair, a high-rise extension for the toilet, medicine, and a will to get better.
Since he walked out of the hospital, we've been back here a lot. He's had appointments. The first few months, he had probably 4 appointments a week. He doesn't have a driver's license because of the seizures from the brain injury. So I'm driving him everywhere. Can't be left alone because of the brain injury and vestibular issues. He falls a lot. The memory is a big part of, he doesn't remember the day we were married. Life's a blessing. Every day's a blessing. We are high school sweethearts. We'll be married 30 years in September. The fact that I get to wake up with him every day is a blessing.
I get to see my grandson every day. We have another grandbaby due in December. I'll be here to see him or her. I'll get to watch them, grow up. I'm alive.
You see the commercials on TV about Miami Valley. I don't know how much people pay attention to it, but it truly, truly is. It's an awesome care center, and I think that had he went anywhere else, that he wouldn't be sitting here.
The fact of the matter is, it's a privilege to save someone's life. We went into medical school, we went into our professions to help people, and sometimes we forget about that privilege. And so I would say the rewards for physicians are usually having an opportunity to benefit someone, be it saving their life, making them better. And at the same time, the worst feeling is when they don't do better, when they don't have those kind of outcomes. So and those are the things we probably remember more so, but I think it's an opportunity, it's a privilege, and I think it's wonderful to know you have the skills and the opportunity to do that, but it's not usually just the individual, it's the team. So I didn't save his life. I had the opportunity to participate in saving his life.